Welcome to the Playback Podcast presented by KAR, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We are your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristyn, and Olivia, and today we are going to be covering all three brands, KAR, Rainbow, and Ultra. Let's get into it.
Get excited. I feel like you guys should kick things off because Ultra had its first weekend.
So fun.
I am so pumped to talk about this weekend. I was already excited, and then it just got me even more riled up. I was so excited.
Yeah, so we were in San Jose together. We kick off San Jose Ultra Tour every year. It's been amazing. So why don't you go ahead and get started? There was so much talent.
Yeah, there was so much talent. Like I said, I was already anticipating it, and San Jose delivered on everything, like solos, groups, everything. I was just so excited. Even just their energy, like on and off the stage, so fun. I guess I'll start with a solo, Act 283, Cute. This is Charlie Wang from Studio 650. She was our competitive plus junior icon of the year, and she got a power performance. Her dance was called Cute. Cutest thing ever, like the cutest button, but like so fierce at the same time. And you could just tell like this dancer, her passion just like runs so deep. And when that power performance siren went off, her reaction, we need to put it in. It melted my heart. She was like kicking her feet up, like so excited. You could tell it was so unexpected. And I think that's like the most exciting part about that power performance button is like, you could tell that was a moment for her. Like hard work just paid off. She like got emotional. It was so precious. But just the cutest kid. Perfect title for her dance too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we also kicked off our first KAR weekend. We had our KAR Redondo Beach show, and I was scrolling through the results last night. I was so excited. First dance that I clicked the video of just blew me away. It was called Past, Present, Future from Profusion Talent. This is Alexis. First of all, I saw her costume. It was stunning. Like, you know that costume was custom. Like you do not see that in a costume book. It was beautiful. I was like, wow, girl. And then the passion behind her movement was insane. I've heard the piano of her song before, but never with the words that were going over it. And I was like, oh my God, I want to hear more. So then I had to go and watch her full video because I needed to just see more than the 45-second clip. And I was so enamored by her performance. She got first overall, well-deserved. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like the passion, the technique, the movement quality. It was first overall deserving, like right off the bat from the first 10 seconds. I was like so shook by her. And I feel like she was probably telling some story within her movement. And I could tell like through her facial expressions. And I was just like, tell me more. Like I just wanted her to continue. Yeah. It's very good.
Love it. I feel like at San Jose, there was so many good minis. I wanted to talk about number 84, Standout. This dancer's name is Hazel Ann Harlow. If that name sounds familiar to you guys might remember her mom, Rebecca. She was a So You Think dancer. She was very, very big in convention world. Like I looked up to her when I was a young dancer. So it's very cool, full circle for her to be bringing her daughter to compete at Ultra. They're dancing over at Just Dance, and I was so impressed by this little baby getting up on stage and her point with her feet in her arabesque.
Perfect. It was like,
yep,
straight.
you posted the photo on social.
So straight.
Looked so amazing. She also just had the attitude and the stage presence. Like you can tell it just runs in her blood. There's like a little moment where she like goes over her shoulder and she's like, ah. And it was just the cutest. All of us down at the MC table were like, ah. Stop it. So it was just so cool. And she was super, super cute. And also a special little cherry on top is that her grandma got to come and watch her perform. If you guys know Patricia Anhart, she's actually one of our DAC Hope stories. So we donated to her back when she first got diagnosed a couple years back. And she's still fighting. She's doing so amazing. But it's so special when those family members get to come and watch their kids perform on stage. So it was a great, just overall super cool experience to see Hazel up on the Ultra stage for the first time. And I'm so excited to see her grow up on our stages. It's going to be really special. So awesome job, Hazel.
So exciting. Yeah, those mini petite little ones really blew me away at this weekend. I have one, 271 Woman's Work, Haven Boland. She's with Dancer's Edge. Icon of the Year, first place, 8 and under, tiny but mighty. Like truly.
Yeah.
wow. So it was a wow moment for me. And then not only that, both of her solos were just amazing. She really stood out to me in our little improv challenge that we did. She was rocking that stage, like really, really just going for it. You can tell she's real fearless. And at like 8 and under, I'm like, wow, girl, you have a bright future ahead of you.
Her performance quality is so mature for her age. Like, she just gets it, because her first performance was the first one of the whole day, and it was like Black Leo, super dark, like that kind of energy. And then she came out with Women's Work, and it was the most graceful, controlled, like it was so gorgeous. And I remember thinking the same thing of, this kid is just so special. Like, she obviously is young enough that she has so much more to grow, but like with those legs, she could have been out there with Minnesota with Women's Work. Like those leg moments, the control, her acro, everything, I was impressed. That girl is someone to watch for sure.
So versatile at such a young age. Like, I'm so excited to watch her grow up. So exciting.
My gosh. Wait, I want to go watch.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, so I was at Rainbow, Colorado Springs this weekend for the very first time. Beautiful little town. Loved it. Cold. Very cold. I saw this performer come out on stage, and I was like, oh my God, where did you come from? I have never seen her before. Had never seen any of these dancers before, actually. This dancer did the performance Tiptoe. She's from Dance Unlimited. Her name's Madison. Literally the first words that came out of my mouth when she hit the stage and did like the first 2 8 counts, I was like, where did you come from? Like, hello, hi, you are so cool. Again, with the costume, custom made for sure. Cool. Like, I've never seen anything like her costume before. And then she had like these like little red gloves that like only covered like maybe here. And they were fingerless, but they didn't go any farther past like the ball of her hand, I guess you would say. And the style was so cool. And I feel like during awards, she didn't expect to win. Like, her reaction to like winning and getting that elite top first, and double platinum for Rainbow, and then getting first overall, like the shock on her face, like she was like, oh my gosh, like I won. Like, can you believe it? And I'm like, girly, it was so good. Like, I can't even, like I was sitting down there at the table. I had a Jocelyn moment. I was like watching through my eyebrows all weekend, watching through my eyebrows with some of these dancers. And I was just like, oh, you're so cool. And I remember like looking at my MC after, and I was like, where'd she come from? I like her, like her style. Yeah, she was cool. Madison, whoa.
Love it. Okay, I'm going to talk about a duet from Dance Connection Palo Alto. This is 146 End of Time. This was a super cute like Cheetah Sisters moment. They were serving, and my favorite thing about like watching a duet is when you can tell they're besties on and off stage, because you could tell they were like very much, I was watching them kind of backstage before they got ready to go on, and you could just tell they were like dialed in, ready to rock. And they're younger too. But they got up on that stage, and you could just tell like their family, their dancers were so excited for them. So I don't know, maybe it was their first time doing this duet together. But it was just, you could tell they were super excited about this routine, and they pulled it off, and it was super cute. And obviously Dance Connection Palo Alto, when I think of them, I think more of like their contemporary, their lyrical side, because I love their choreography. They're always, you know, doing this cool, like, I feel like what was that other one with the socks? Did you see that socks one where they were like gliding? It was so cool. But like, I pictured that. So then when I saw these 2 little girls come out and like kill a little diva moment, I was like, okay, work. So it was just always fun. And I feel like we get to see them a couple times every season. So congratulations to those amazing dancers and to Dance Connection Palo Alto.
Yeah, going into another duet that I really enjoyed was another one from Studio 650. It actually has 2 power performance winners in it, so that was super exciting to watch. I was thinking about talking about both of these girls solos, and then they came out and did a duet, so I was like, this is perfect. It was School in Life, act number 300. It's one of those things, so you can just tell like these girls are besties off stage too, and they just had so much fun. I think duets are super fun because it's a little less stressful. It's one of those things that it's like, this is where we get to grow together and have fun, and it's like just exciting. It's one of those things, bestie moments. I love that.
Okay, the next soloist I want to talk about, I actually saw that Rainbow had posted a clip of her solo from last year. And it was like literally the same day that she was about to perform her solo this year. And I was like, who is this girl? Is she at our show right now? And then I looked ahead in the program and I saw that she was. And I was like, okay, I have to make sure that I'm in there for this performance. She did Act 283 Obsession. Dancer's name is Finley. She used the like, Don't Worry, Darling song, you know, where, already creepy, and I love it. She does this thing at the beginning. Me and Beatrice were down waiting. I think it was like 3 acts before awards that she did her performance. So we were already down there prepping, getting ready. And she does this thing at the beginning with like a headstand. So she's like fully up, her legs are above her head, and then she puts her legs over, and her back is literally at a 45-degree angle. And I'm like, hello? Is your back broken? But then she continued, and I was like, okay, she's good. But like, I literally grabbed Beatrice's shoulder, and I was like, do you see this? Like, what's going on stage right now? Like, how is she doing this? She's so technically sound and so proficient, I feel, in the stuff that she's working on to do in her solo, like the tricks and the technique. Like, ooh, I was like, I want to be you, I think, when I grow up, except I don't think I want to do that thing with my back. I don't think that my back could do that. How did you do that? You'll see it. You see it right now in the video. And she's like, what? She was stunning. Phenomenal. Great job.
Okay, I'm going to talk about a group hip hop. This was like their mini juniors. 195 Let's Get 'Em from Melodic Remedy Dance Studio. This little group, I was just obsessed with them the whole weekend. They had a couple different group dances, but this one, they were feeling themselves. Like something about the costume, the songs, you could tell they were like, and it's cute because normally you see that with like teens, but when you see a 7-year-old, like, it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. It was so cute. And then my favorite part was, and I wish, it's hard when it's a group dance to know like what the dancers' names are, obviously, but there was this one little blonde girl, and they came out for their lyrical later on. The most emotional facials, like leaving every last moment to the fingertips for every breath. Like it was so
like
gorgeous.
Big girl feelings
In this tiny little body. And I was literally getting emotional because I was like, she loves this so much. And it's just, again, like we talk about all the time, like this is why we're doing what we're doing. Like we are building this kid's confidence. She is getting to explore a side of herself that I feel like a lot of kids don't get to tap into these emotions. And I think that's what's like so special about dance is she came out and did that bomb hip hop and she was feeling herself in that. And then she came out and got to show us a completely different side of her. So yeah, I love when studios give their kids at that young age the opportunity to kind of grow in their emotions and expressions. So whoever that little blonde girl is, I feel like you know who you are because we kept making eye contact. Like it was like she knows, you know, if it was you, because we were just like having that moment together. And I was like, I need to look away. I'm getting emotional. So it was so beautiful. So congratulations to Melodic Remedy Dance Studio. It was so great having you guys at Ultra. And I just really enjoyed that age group that you guys brought. It was so cool to watch them all weekend.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of those moments this weekend where I was like, wow, like I'm here with you. I'm like in this moment with you. There's a lot of like great, like we said last episode, like the acting is like, I don't know if you guys are starting acting classes at your dance studios, but it's working. Whatever is happening is, I feel it. So it's so good. Another one that I really liked was 414 No Regrets. This is Mariska Goldstein from Pacific Arts Complex. She had 2 solos, and both of them were just phenomenal. This girl's turns are actually unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen her bobble. I saw her last season in her solos and duets and groups, and I was just like, I need your technique regimen. I need to see what drills you're doing, what's going on, because it's working. It's so, so good. And just performance-wise, she captures you immediately. I was back there with her right before she walked on stage, and she just so casually, like humbly walks on stage. One of her No Regrets piece, she comes on like from the wing, and I was just like, how did you what's your process? What's your preparation? Because you're just so calm before you go on, and then you like hit us with this piece that's just unforgettable. It's really beautiful. Love her, Mariska, sweet girl.
All right, the next performance that I want to talk about from Rainbow, Colorado Springs was Act 275, New Dawn Fades. This dancer's name is Lyra. She came out on stage and I was like, whoa, girl, who are you? She had like a slicked back bun, but it was like middle part with the two pieces hanging down. And I was like, you're cool. She had like a fishnet, like long sleeve underneath this like spaghetti strap dress. And all I kept saying was, she's such a cool mover. Like, the way that she moved through her piece, I was just like, how do you move like that? You look so cool. And I believe she was in that 12 to 14 age group. So I feel like she's really like coming to her own and like really understanding like her body and her movement across the stage. She was cool. And she walked off to leave for the night. And I was like, hey, I just like really want to stop you because you were so cool on stage. And she's so tiny. And on stage when she was up there, I thought she was like at least 5'9", like had to be. Wow. No way. Like she danced so tall and so cool with her movement. And then she was leaving and I was like, no way. Like no way this tiny little thing was on stage like moving so tall and so big. I was like, what is going on? She was cool and she was so humble too. And I was like, you're cool. You're a really cool mover. She was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, I can't wait to see what she does because I feel like she could be in a contemporary group or something, like some kind of company. I don't know. I really liked her. I can't say enough great things about her. She was really cool.
Yeah, I love that when they're like these big performers and then you go talk to them off stage and they're like, thank you.
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
kind of
little
shy.
personalities.
Yeah.
It's like, if they really become their own on stage, it's super cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I think like we have to talk about Extreme Force. They were amazing. They've got like a lot of passion, a lot of like just one of those big family studios. But a soloist that I wanted to talk about, I got to see her in a few pieces, but her solo 378 Angel Down. This is Kalisa. I literally wrote down, "Are you kidding?" with a bunch of question marks. I was like, this piece was something that I think I would have, when I was younger, would have been like, I want to do a dance just like this. The athleticism, her emotions, her acting, everything was there. Like if I had a little power performance button, that would have been mine. I would have been like, love. She had paint. Like she started with like a little bit of paint on her hands and then like rubbed it down her face at some point, and it was on her costume. And I just think, and then after they like all like were making sure there was nothing on the stage. But I was just like, wow, you guys got this down to a science over here. But I just feel like it had every element that I would have been looking for like in a solo, and she was such a strong performer across all of her pieces. Kalisa, you are a star. That's how I feel. You're a star. So good.
Yeah. They also did Yaya, which, I mean, Cowboy Carter's just like having a moment. Obviously the Grammys, like we know, but we need to give it up for 8 turns in boots.
In a boot.
Wow.
Okay.
Like casual.
Yeah.
No bobble, just stuck it out. And I was like, maybe there's something to it with like the weight of the heel, like keeping him grounded. Yeah. I don't know. It was insane. But my favorite thing is that like they won. And then now after every single awards, when she'd be like, how are we feeling? They'd go, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
So it was just like the ongoing joke for the rest of the weekend. And then obviously on Sunday at the Grammys, like Beyonce won. And it was just like, it's just a sign. It's a sign that it was just a Yaya weekend, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, we just have to talk about the Grammys for a second.
Okay.
Insane. The performances, I feel like this year were the highlight, right? Like I mean, obviously we have so many incredible dancers that work on shows like the Grammys, and with those big performances, I feel like it's very clear when you know that they have not just the training from studios, but like they've also been trained on tour, they've been trained in music videos. And I feel like these are the dancers that our dancers need to be watching. Like it's very easy to focus on whoever's singing. Watch those dancers, getting them their microphone, getting that costume ripped off for them to be able to do their next song. I think it's tapping into almost like how we were saying, like dancing, singing, acting. That's another tool that you can have in your belt of being able to work with props, being able to work with the quick changes on stage. It was just really cool to see. And I feel like this dancer that we had at our weekend, 269, the amazing Gertrude, not Maisie, Gertrude.
Oh.
Dancer's name was Quinn Newman. She's from Main Street Dance Company. I feel like this is the perfect example because she had her skirt, right? And it's the little feathery skirt. And then throughout the routine, she had a costume that she was able to have it grow. She had props. It was a full production, and it was her solo.
Okay.
Like props,
I love that.
costume, quick changing, everything was happening on stage. And I was like, that's a future professional.
Yeah.
Because you can come out and you can execute a beautiful performance. To be able to multitask and focus on your performance quality, focus on the entertainment quality, and making sure you're doing everything and placing everything where it needs to be. That's just a smart dancer. And so I just commend Main Street Dance Company for even starting that kind of training in your younger performers, because it really does set them apart. And when they go and book these tours, when that choreographer is looking for who's going to be Taylor's quick change person and be the person to put their jackets on, like that's the dancer that's going to be able to not just execute the performance, but also what needs to be done to make the production work.
Yeah.
So
not letting it sacrifice one for the other. It's like that, like dancers, you guys are all amazing. It's like that's what's going to set you apart in that audition, is like knowing how to do all the other little tiny things that are so important to the performance. So true. So good. Yeah, the Grammys were crazy. That Doechii performance, Robbie Blue and Ashley Cole, I was like, these hands emoji. It's so cool. So like unique. I love that we're bringing this like cool contemporary hip hop fusion into the main street of everything. It's not just like this like big hip hop or like, I don't know, jazzy type. We're getting to see all the things that you guys at competition are doing in front of us that now the world gets to see. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
So good.
Even Lady Gaga's new song, Abracadabra, that just dropped, choreographed by the amazing Paris Global. It's just
so good.
Seeing all the dancers that are in that, like Brian was in it. Like, it's just, there's so many dancers that I know were dying to be in that routine. And it's just, I love the moments of when dancers can shine. And I love when artists give dancers that chance to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
It just makes it 20 times better.
Well, I guess Gaga is supposed to be releasing not one, but 2 albums this year. And so dancers, you are going to be booked and blessed, and we are going to be fed. That's for sure. That is for sure.
True. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to go to that tour.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What? Do you guys have any more that you're going to talk about?
I have one more.
I do.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. This performer is from our KAR Redondo Beach event. It was Act 298, Emerging Urgency. Dancer's name is Jayden from Elite Dance Center. I clicked on the results page. I was just scrolling through, clicking on all the videos. This caught my eye. I feel like my whole list of dances are all like incredible movers. Like the whole list. I'm so sorry. She had the coolest costume. She had like these like flowy pants with like a ballet skirt over it with a leotard, and the way that she presented herself was so tall and so like demanding of your attention. I watched the 45-second clip and I was like, I want to be you too. Like, how can we be all of these dancers? Because they're all so cool. Like, the fact that we get the opportunity to be able to watch these dancers is so cool. I was locked in immediately. She's a stunning mover. I really don't know how to describe the way that her movement and her choreography made me feel, because I was just like literally like locked in, like looking at my laptop, finding results and watching all these performances. And I was like, this girl's so cool. My roommate even came in and was like, ooh, I like this song. Like, what are you watching? And I was like, look at this dancer. And I like switched over my laptop and she was like, wait, I wish I was there to see her live. Like, stunning performance. Yeah, I just want to be all of these dancers, or like have a little piece of each to like create a formula of another dancer. Anyways.
Yeah. My last one that I have is Act 354, Broken Friendship. It's another Extreme Force Dance Company piece. Again, if I had a power performance button, I would have been like, bow, right there. I want one. I want to get one.
We should just give you one. You're at the table anyway. We should just give you our own little like cute pink one or something. Like, you get your own extra.
It'll be silent. Like, you might not get a siren, but I did it, you know.
Yeah.
This one was a piece for me that I again, like I said this earlier, but like I was right there in the moment with them. They were young, but they all knew exactly why they were dancing on that stage. It was an Olivia Rodrigo song, but which I also love when they like call it something else than just the song name, because that means like for me as an audience member, I'm like, you went through and you came up with a storyline that you guys are all following. And I was there. I felt it. I was like, wow, like broken friendships. Like I was thinking about all my moments in my life where I'm like, wow, I love my friends and things like, but yeah, the complexity of that piece, and they had this partnering. They opened up the piece. It was like 3 little trios, and I feel like that immediately that choreography was like drawing me in, and I was like, whoa, I gotta stay locked in on this one. But yeah, it just artistry, everything was all there. And then the way that the piece finished, they like take one of these little dancers and swing her up into this lift, and then they all drop down to their knees, and it finishes and the piece is done. And I was like, whoa, that was like such a good way to like wrap it up and like tie it with a little bow. It was perfect for me. I was like, whoever choreographed that, compliments to you. So good. It had me. I love it. I'm talking about it all day. It's so good. It's so good.
I love those routines.
Yeah. I also want to shout out one of Extreme Dance's dancers. Her name is Jess, and Friday night, first awards, it was our one and only awards for Friday evening. Her energy fired all of us up, not just me. Cheyenne was director on stage doing that award ceremony. All of us were like, wait, who is this girl? She was screaming for every single dancer. When we would go into like the introduction of another award and we'd like, okay, this is Hollywood Dance Experience, you get to go to Hollywood, she'd be like, what? Like she was just like the most bubbly personality. Her light was shining so bright, and it was just very cool to watch her. And then I was like, Friday night, hey, you're gonna be at every award ceremony, right? She goes, I'll be there, I'm there, like whatever you need. So she was just that girl the whole weekend, and Liv actually got to work with her.
Yeah, we did a super fun ultra merch photo shoot where we took like a bunch of kids from the different dance studios, and which was fun in itself, like them getting to interact with each other. But Jessica was she was such a star. She was so fun. She was like giving bestie energy. She was down for whatever. I was like, hey, like, can you slide down this? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. Like she's so cool. And I think she was literally at almost every single awards, which it just added to the weekend. She was so fun. Love her, bestie.
Yeah, no, we all were like, wait, can you come to every show? Like, it was just her energy.
She could be the ultra hype girl.
Yes.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, and it keeps us going too as staff, you know? It makes it
really
fun
does.
when we know you're having fun. So it's just, she's a gem. I'm like excited. And I hope she comes to more shows because I want to see her again. Yeah, so it was a really cool weekend to kick off all 3 brands. Obviously, Liv is mainly on Ultra. I kind of pop around, Nurka pops around. We did have a really cool Dancers Against Cancer presentation this weekend at KAR Redondo. We had Kyle Walker, the owner of N10 Studios, just share a little bit about what they do as a studio for their fundraising. So it was just very cool to have a director sharing, and for those studio directors backstage or in the audience to kind of get that light bulb in their head of like, that's a good idea. Maybe we should try to execute that. So it was just very special, and it obviously was very impactful because we ended up raising $1,400 just at that show alone. So just thank you to anyone who listened and contributed to the Pink Buckets and scanning those QR codes. We really do appreciate it. And it's just very cool for us to be able to recognize studio directors and the studios that are putting in the work over the season to fundraise for Dancers Against Cancer, to give them that moment on stage and recognize them and thank them for their support. And then lastly, you guys may have seen, we literally just posted it like right now before we sat down. We are kicking off our 2025 DAC Masterclass Series with Richie Jackson. So we'll be doing that next week on February 12th over at Studio Siwa, of course. So make sure you guys are following I'm a Dancer Against Cancer to get all the updates for all of those masterclasses. We'll have Brian Friedman for March, and obviously April and the rest of the months, we're going to make sure that we are getting everyone that you guys want to get to class with. So make sure you're following I'm a Dancer Against Cancer, get those signups going, and yeah, we're going into week 4 of shows.
Week 4
this weekend.
That's crazy.
We have 6 shows total.
Whew.
Mesa is a double stage.
Yep. Double stage.
So you guys, we're in it. Season is seasoning.
It is hot.
Yeah,
We're ready.
We're ready. We're excited to see you guys. Obviously, if we talked about you in this episode, make sure that you are clipping it and sharing it. We would love to interact with you guys and engage with you guys. And obviously, if we see you guys out on the road, come up, introduce yourselves. That's like our favorite part about our job is getting to actually be in those cities with you and meeting you. So as always, make sure you're following Playback Podcast, KAR, Rainbow, Ultra, and all things DAC. And we'll see you on the road. Bye.